let me consider here you have a metallic bar which is 250 into 100 into 50. So it is loaded as shown in the figure. And they are asking you to identify what is the change in volume. So you know that your Young's modulus is 2 into 10 power 5. Poisson's ratio is 0.25. And they are also asking you what will be the load this has to be changed so that there will be any change in volume. So that is additional question. So let me consider the first step. So let me consider X as 250, Y as 50, and Z as 100 mm. So these are my datas. So you know your Young's modulus is also given and Poisson's ratio is also given. Now let us identify what is the type of load we have. So in X direction, X as 250, that direction, you have Px, which is 400 into 10 power 3 tensile force. So the next one is, let me go for Py. Py is this one, 4 meganewton, which is 4 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter. So that is compressive. So compressive force. Pz is again 2 meganewton, which is 2 into 10 power 6, which is also a tensile. So we identify what is the forces in all the three directions, X direction, Y direction, and Z direction. Now, only thing is I have to identify what is my stress in X direction, Y direction, Z direction. Stress in X direction. So my force is 400 into 10 power 3. And my area is this area, this cross section area. What is this cross section area? It is 50 and 100. So which is Y into Z. So Px divided by Y into Z. So Px is 400 into 10 power 3. Y into Z is 50 and into 100. So 50 and 100. So these are the two terms. So we'll get what is the stress. Stress is 80 Newton per mm square. Next, stress in Y direction. So this is my Y direction force. So cross section area is this direction, right? This one, which is 250 and 100. So 250 and 100, X and Z. So 250 into 100. So this will get what is your stress in Y direction. Similarly, stress in Z direction. So Z direction is this one. So my area is this area, 250 and 50. So that is the value. So let me substitute that. So you'll get another stress in Z direction, which is 160 Newton per m square. So now I got what is the stress in X direction, what is this in Y direction, and what is this in Z direction. Only thing is I have to identify what is my change in volume. You know the formula. So in the formula is change in volume is 1 by E sigma X minus sigma Y. Listen, so why we put negative here? Because your Y direction is compressive. That's why we put a negative here. Plus sigma Z into 1 minus 2 mu. So I think we know what is the mu value. All the values are known. Let me substitute it. So we'll get what is the change in what is the volumetric strain. Once we achieve volumetric strain, we'll identify change in volume. Change in volume, first we have to identify what is the volume. Volume is 250 into 50 into 100. So which is 125,000,000. Substituting this and multiplying, you will get what is the volumetric strain. So dV will be 2 into 10 power 4 minus 4 into this. You will get 250 mm cube. Right? This is my change in volume. We'll go for case 2. What is case 2? If the change in volume is 0, that is del V is 0, how much the load I have to change? So in 4 meganewton, what is in 4 meganewton? 4 meganewton is in Y direction, right? So my Y direction force is my 4 meganewton. So which means your sigma Y. So let me consider this as a variable. Let us identify based on that. So same equation, but now dV by V is 0. This is 0. So in that case, sigma X already identified 80, same thing. Sigma Y is what we are going to identify. sigma z is again 160. You substitute. From this, I'll identify what is the value of sigma y. So we get sigma y as 240 Newton per mm square. Of course, it's a compressive force. Okay, so it's a compressive force. So if I get a negative sign, it means opposite direction. Since I am getting a positive sign, it is a same direction. Already I assumed minus. Since I am getting a positive sign, it means same direction. If we get a negative sign, opposite direction. So since the values are same, it is 240 compressive. Now let us identify what is the load. We know that Py by x into z is your stress. Substituting it. So 240 is equal to Py divided by 250 into 100. So cross multiplying, you will get 6 meganewton. So overall, I am getting 6 meganewton. So which means in 4 meganewton, I have to include 2 more meganewton. Right? If I include 2 more meganewton, what happens? Your change in volume will become 0. Concept is you have two modulus. So one is modulus of rigidity or shear modulus. So shear modulus is the formula is shear stress by shear strain. So formula for shear modulus is shear stress by shear strain. So we have a relation. So I think this is a little bit complicated. So and of course it's not that much important. When you go for the derivation of the shear modulus, you can able to get what is the relation between the shear modulus and the Young's modulus. Okay, that's what this concept is. I'll directly go, so I'm not going to discuss these things. Directly go for the main concept. So at the end, this is my relation. For this alone, you have a note. So even for aptitude tests, GATE examinations, IAS, IES, whatever it is, there may be a question related to this. Your E is 2 times your C into 1 plus mu. So there is one relation. It is a relation relating your Young's modulus and shear modulus. So this is another modulus. This bulk modulus is the ability of squeezing a material. இந்த bulk modulus எங்க பார்ப்பாங்கன்னா மெயினாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வாட் எவர் யூ ஆர் டிசைனிங் அண்டர் தி சி. ஸோ ஃபோர்ஸ் வந்து எல்லா டைரக்ஷன்லையும் ஆக்ட் ஆகும். ரைட், இட் மே கன்சிடர் அ பால். ஸோ பால் ஆன் அ சி. ஸோ என்ன இருக்கும், எல்லா சைடும் ப்ரெஷர் ஆக்ட் ஆகும். ஸோ அதனால் வந்து பால் வில் பி கம்ப்ரஸ்ட். ரைட், ஸோ டீப் சீல போகும்போது தேர் வில் பி ஸ்குவீசிங் ஆஃப் பால். ஸோ நார்மலான டயாமீட்டரோட பால் வந்து நல்லா ஸ்குவீஸ் ஆகிடும். இந்த ஸ்குவீஸ் வந்து எவ்வளோ ஆகுதுன்னு பார்க்கறது தான் திஸ் பல்க் மாடுலஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ மெயினாக வந்து எதுக்குன்னா இந்த சப்மரைன் நீர்மூழ்கி கப்பலுக்கெல்லாம் வந்து தி லுக் ஆஃப்டர் திஸ் பல்க் மாடுலஸ். ஸோ எவ்வளோ ப்ரெஷருக்கு வந்து ஸ்குவீஸ் ஆகாமல் இருக்கு மெட்டீரியல். ரைட், ஸோ ஃபார் தட் தே கோ ஃபார் திஸ் பல்க் மாடுலஸ். ஸோ பல்க் மாடுலஸ் ஃபார்முலா இஸ் பல்க் மாடுலஸ் இஸ் டைரக்ட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் டிவைடட் பை வால்யூமெட்ரிக் ஸ்ட்ரெயின். ஸோ இதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன பார்த்தோம், ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பை longitudinal strain பார்த்தோம். Stress by longitudinal strain is Young's modulus. Now stress by volumetric strain. When you deal with volumetric strain, then we call that as a bulk modulus. Okay, right. Bulk modulus is squeezing something, so which means all the forces in all the direction are same. So என்னப்பா வாட்டர்ல வந்து அண்டர் சீல பார்க்கும்போது pressure will be acting in all the directions, same pressure. There is no difference in pressure, right? So either it may be a squeezing one or a expanding one, whatever it is. Okay, so in that case, let us consider here. So your stresses are same in all the three directions, which means sigma x is equal to sigma y is equal to sigma z. So I can equate it. So or sigma. So I can write it like this: 3 times sigma E divided by 1 minus 2 mu. Okay, so now you know that stress by EV is K. I can cross multiply this, so I'll get another equation. Right, cross multiplying, I'm getting an equation. E is equal to 3K of 1 minus 2 mu. Right, this is another formula which is relating bulk modulus and Young's modulus. Okay, so previously we discussed there is a relation between Young's modulus and shear modulus. Now we are discussing a relation between Young's modulus and bulk modulus. Okay, this is also another important formula, so you may get problems related to this.
Previous class we discussed about the relation between Poisson's ratio with Young's modulus and what is the relation between Young's modulus and modulus of rigidity and Young's modulus and bulk modulus, right? We identified that. So your Young's modulus E is equal to 3 into K of 1 minus 2 mu. So this is the relation between Young's modulus and bulk modulus. And we also identify that E is equal to 2C of 1 plus mu, which is the relation between Young's modulus and shear modulus, right? So let us solve a problem related to this. A bar of 20 mm diameter is tested in tension. It is observed that a load of 40 kilonewton is applied, right? The extension measured over a gauge length of 200 mm is 0.12 and contraction in diameter is 0.036. So find Poisson's ratio and elastic constants. That is, sometimes they won't mention this. They will say that as elastic constants. When they call as elastic constants, it means you have to identify Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity, and bulk modulus. Right? All the three you have to identify. Okay. So C and G is same. Don't get confused. Sometimes they will call it as G. Sometimes we will call it as C. Right? Okay. So let us solve this problem in Newton and mm. Let us identify what are the given data available for this particular problem. So you have a diameter D, which is 20 mm, and you also have contraction diameter, so which means this is del D. So del D is also given, which is 0.0036 mm. Then you know what is our length. Gauge length is given. Gauge length is 200 mm. So L is 200 mm. And after you apply a load, there is extension of this. This is your del L. So del L is also given. So del L is 0.12 mm. After this, along with this, they also given what is the force P, which is 40 into 10.3. Right? Newton. So what we can do is, you know what is del D and D. So using this relation, so using this two, we can identify del D by D, which is lateral strain, right? Which is lateral strain. Okay. So what is your lateral strain? So lateral strain is 0.0036 divided by 20. 0.00018. Okay. So now same L is given, del L is given. We can identify what is del L by L, which gives you linear strain. Right. So let us identify what is our linear strain. So linear strain is 0.12 divided by 200. 0.0006. Right? This is my linear strain. So now I know the values of linear strain and lateral strain. Then it is easy for me to identify what is my Poisson's ratio. My Poisson's ratio is lateral strain divided by linear strain. So I'll identify what is my mu value, which is equal to lateral is 0.00018 and my linear strain is 0.0006. So I can identify what is my mu value. So it is 0.333. There's no unit for mu, so don't put anything because this is also doesn't have any unit. So now we identified what is our mu value. So in this case, this is known. right? So only thing is I have to identify Young's modulus. If I know what is my Young's modulus, then it is easy for me to calculate what is my bulk modulus or shear modulus, right? To identify my Young's modulus, let us proceed. So my Young's modulus, you know that E is equal to stress by strain. Make sure this strain is linear. It is not lateral. It is always linear. So let us identify what is my stress value. So stress is, so I'll do it here. My stress is force by cross-sectional area. So which means I need what is my area, right? Area is pi by 4 into d square. For our case, your diameter is 20, so it is 20 square. We'll get, so pi into 400 divided by 4. I think it is 314 point something, 04 something, 07 mm square. Let me consider. So 3.14. So you multiply with 100, right? So now my stress value is force by cross section area. Force is 40 into 10 power 3 divided by my cross section area, 314.17 out of this. So what is my stress value? 127.4 Newton per mm square. Now let me apply this in this equation, right? So what we will get? My E is equal to stress 127.4 divided by my linear strain. My linear strain is 0.0006. So 0.0006. So what is my E value? 2.123 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So I identified what is my E value. So only thing is I have to substitute it in this data. We proceed. We know that E is equal to 3k of 1 minus 2 mu. Right? Let me substitute. E is 2.123 into 10 power 5 is equal to 3 into k. I don't know what is the value, into 1 minus 2 into 0.3. So you have only one unknown data, which is k, can identify. So divided by 10 power 5 divided by cross multiplying this. So 3 into 1 minus 2 into 0.33. You will get what is the value of k. 0.769 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So this part is also over. The next one is I have to identify what is the value of your modulus of rigidity. So we know that E is equal to 2C of 1 plus mu. Same procedure, no difference. So E is 2.123 into 10 power 5 is equal to 2 into C of 1 plus 0.33. So your C will be 2.123.
0.816.
Which one? Sorry.
0.816 into 10 power 5.
Okay, overall answer. Okay. Thank you. So it is this is equal to 0.815, right? 815 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So that's the problem. So we identified what is the E value and G value as well as K value. Of course, Poisson's ratio also. So all the values are identified. So you have a solid circular bar of diameter 20 mm is subjected to an axial tensile load of 40 kilonewton. So you have a tensile load acting. The reduction in diameter is observed as 6.4 into 10 power minus 3 mm. So your diameter is reduced accordingly, that is given. Bulk modulus is given, which is 67 gigapascal. They are asking you to determine the following things. So they are asking you to find Young's modulus, Poisson's ratio, modulus of rigidity, change in length per meter, change in volume of bar per meter length. So this is what the question is. It's look somewhat easy, but you have to use different types of approach and formulas to solve this. Let us write what are the given data. Right? I am going to solve this in Newton and mm. So what are the given data? So first your diameter is given. So your diameter is 20 mm. And change in diameter is also given. Change in diameter is del D, which is 6.4 into 10 power minus 3. Del D is also given. So from this, I can able to identify what is my lateral strain, which is 6.4 into 10 power minus 3 divided by 20. Right? So I will write it here. What is my lateral strain? It is 0.00032. Right? So I identified this. Okay. Now we will proceed with other data. So this 2 is over. So we'll go. We have this tensile load, which is P. So which is 40 into 10 power 3. And they also give what is bulk modulus, K. So K is 67 into 10 power 9 Newton per meter square. So giga is 10 power 9, Pascal is Newton per meter square. I'm converting to Newton per mm square. So because we are solving in Newton and mm, so this is equal to K is equal to 67 into, so I will take 10 power 3 out. Remaining 10 power 6 Newton per meter square is megapascal, which I can write as 1 megapascal is 1 Newton per mm square. So this is Newton per mm square. Okay. So we identified. Now I have to identify all these data. Data. So let me consider K. So what are the formulas related to K? Let's write that. Then we will use that formulas to identify your values. Right? So okay. So what are the formula for K? First, bulk modulus K. This is so your stress by volumetric strain. This is one formula. So normal stress by volumetric strain. So I can use this because I know bulk modulus. I can identify what is my normal stress because force is given, right? Diameter is given. I can identify normal stress. From this, I can identify this volumetric strain. This is my first part. Second, I have another formula related to bulk modulus, which is E is equal to 3K of 1 minus 2 mu. So these are the two formulas which is applicable for this bulk modulus. So using this formula, right? First, let me look like I am writing the formula both, right? I am writing this formula and let me analyze what are the data available which are not available, right? So can you identify stress? Yes, it is possible. So this value is known. So I can identify what is this. Let me go here. Can I identify Young's modulus? No, not possible. There is one unknown data. This is a known data, right? Whereas what about mu? Mu is also I can't identify because I need linear strain. There is no data related to linear strain. Del L kudukala, right? But per meter kuduthirukanga. L vandu per meter, 1 meter. But del L is not given. So this is also not possible. So I have to keep this in mind. So I can use this formula first. I can use this formula first to identify EV. Then we proceed accordingly. We will go for EV formulas and we'll proceed accordingly. So now let me identify what is my stress. Stress is force by cross-sectional area. First, I will identify what is my area. Area is pi by 4 into d square. So here your cross-section area is 20 square. So similar to what we got previous class, so previous problem, which is 314.17 something mm square. So now I'll identify what is my stress value. Stress is 40 into 10 power 3 divided by 314.17. So what is the value? 127.4 Newton per mm square. So now I identified my stress value. Now I can identify EV. So we know that K is equal to stress by EV, which I can write it as, so 67 into 10 power 3 is equal to 127.4 divided by EV, right? So I can cross multiply, I get EV is equal to 127.4 divided by 67 into 10 power 3, right? Which means 0.00191. So now I got what is the value of EV, right? This is over. Now I have to think about it. What are the formulas related to this EV? We know what is our regular formula. So EV is sigma x plus sigma y plus sigma z divided by E into 1 minus 2 mu. So this is the formula for EV. So it's a common formula which we are applying it. So when you look at the problem, it seems that you have only one load, axial tensile load, so which is 40 kilonewton. You don't have sigma y or sigma z. So in that case, I can eliminate this two. So this can be written as, the formula can be written as EV is equal to sigma by E. So sigma x is sigma divided by E, 1 minus 2 mu. Now, so what are the data available here? When you look here, so EV is identified. We know sigma x, so sigma is also identified. So sigma is identified here. E is not given. Mu is also not given. So what I have to do is I have to convert everything in terms of some other values so that I can easily identify as a single data. So this one, sigma by y, right, is linear strain, right? This is linear strain. So what I can do, I can write it like this. So EV is equal to linear strain into 1 minus 2 into this mu is lateral by linear. So we know that formula. So lateral strain by linear strain. So E lateral divided by E linear. So lateral strain by linear strain. So now what are the data available here? So EV is known. So you know what is the value of EV, right? You know what is lateral strain. All are in terms of linear strain. So it is easy for me to identify this. So what I can do, I can substitute it accordingly. So 0.00191 is equal to, I am bringing this inside. When I multiply this inside, you have strain linear minus, and I multiply this, linear gets cancelled. It is 2 into strain lateral. So which I can write as 0.00191 is equal to strain linear, which is we don't know, minus 2 into lateral strain we already identified. So lateral strain is, yeah, here 0.00032. 0.00032. So from this I can identify what is my linear strain. Right? Just bring it on the other side. You'll get what is the linear strain. 0.00191 0.0025. So this is my linear strain. Okay. So we identified what is the value of linear now. So linear தெரியும், lateral தெரியும். So அப்ப Poisson's ratio கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். Right? So we know Poisson's ratio which is equal to lateral by linear. So lateral is 0.00032 divided by linear is 0.0025.
Sir, 0.125. 0.125.
125. So your mu is 0.125. So now we identified what is our mu value. So this is over. Now I can also identify Young's modulus. That is also easy for me because Young's modulus E is stress by strain. So strain is linear here. We know what is the stress value. So my stress is already identified 127.44. So 127.4 divided by strain is 0.0025.
Sir, 1.503 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. 503 into 10 power 5
1.503 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Okay. So, okay, we identified what is our Young's modulus. So, adum mudijichu. So, this is also over. So, change in length. Adum vandu kandupidikalam. You know what is our lateral strain? So, linear strain theriyum. So, from this I can identify change in length because linear strain I can write as change in length by original length, which I can write as 0.0025 is equal to change in length by 1000. So I am putting 1000 is they are asking what is change in length per meter. 1 meter கான change in length என்னன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So 1 meter I am converting to mm, so which is 1000. So I will get what is my del L. So del L will be 2.5 mm. So this is also over. So we identified this also. Now we will go for modulus of rigidity. So modulus of rigidity is G. So which is E is equal to 2G of 1 plus mu. E is already identified, which is 1.50. Yes.
into 10 power 5 2.25.
Sir, E value doubt ஆகுது.
E value என்ன வருது?
5.09 into 10 power 4 மட்டும்.
Okay. 5.096 into 10 power 5.
10 power 4, sir.
10 power 4. Okay, thank you. So let us substitute it accordingly. My E value will be 5.094 into 10 power 4 is equal to 2 into G into 1 plus. So mu is, I think, 0.125. So from this I can identify what is the G value. So 2.2 into 10 power 4. Okay, thank you. So only thing is I have to identify volumetric strain. So volumetric strain, you already know what is change in volume. So volumetric strain is known. They are asking change in volume. So volumetric strain is this, which is 0.00191. So we'll write it there. So change in volume by original volume. So EV is change in volume by original volume. So EV is, we identified 0.00191, right? So del V is equal to 0.00191 into your volume. Volume is pi by 4 d square, which is area, which you already identified. So area is 314.17 into length. Length is 1 meter is mentioned, so into 1000, right? We'll get what is our del V. So what is your del V value? So it is 600 mm square. Okay, so this completes this problem.